You know they got that same name with different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Keisha and Keisha, knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you hurt them. Keisha and Keisha, knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you hurt them. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
All right. It is
Keisha and
G-Money!
We got some energy in here tonight.
Money in the house.
Dr. Gregory C. What?
My bad.
Okay.
No, it ain't your bad. It's good.
So we're interviewing for the resident black man because apparently it's been too much estrogen around here. We done had a little too much estrogen. And
I think I got a little testosterone.
You know what? See, right? Every time, right?
I'm just sitting straight, lady. I'm just looking straight.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
All right, but at any rate, so we're gonna kick it off. We're gonna talk a little recap. So,
episode 31.
Yeah.
Okay, go
ahead.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I've been following y'all since the first episode.
Hey!
I appreciate the consistency.
Hey!
Y'all are killing the game. So it's being here right now is like being at your grandma's house.
Okay.
And she give you a bowl of greens.
Yes.
And some hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then she follow it up with some peaches. I got my collard greens, my hot sauce, and my peaches. I'm proud of what y'all doing.
Okay.
But you were the person.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Discernment. Keisha.
But you were the person listening to us in who was that listening to us?
Yes. What were you in MR? No.
Dubai.
Dubai. I was like, who is listening to us in Dubai?
This is how it went. He was like, you knew the hell I was listening to y'all. That's how that went. I was like, gee, we got people listening to us in Dubai. He's like, that was me.
That was him.
I was like, oh, my bad. Okay. All right, so let's start off with Kanye.
I changed his name back to Kanye.
You did?
Just for this one
She changed his name?
episode.
What you been calling him?
Kanye. Yeah, so he donated.
Okay, wait, before you say that statement, G, tell us, from a male's perspective, like, we've been clowning him as women.
I've been clowning him as a man, but as a mental health professional, there's definitely some stuff going on.
Yes.
It's undeniable, and Brother Kanye is getting pimped.
Well, and then the spotlight is on it. We can all see it. You know how people say, people make fun of that they be making up that they're bipolar. No, this is you can see it. This is see it. Yeah.
But the thing is, man, it's the people around him. This is why it's so important to have your squad tight. If folks aren't reeling you in when you get a little out there, we all gonna get a little out there at some point, sometime.
Like right now, you out here with this sweater.
No. You're wrong. Cause I'm hot. It's hot as Hades up here. It's hot as Hades.
Swamp ass in the face right now. Greg, so being hot sauce that I am.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been saying, what's up with his wife? You got a sister. You're married to a sister. One I saw her. And I'm sitting here going, his wife, ain't no way a sister would have let a brother be out like that. She would have snatched that hat off his head, snatched him out in front of the camera.
She would have got him.
That's why I say this. I mean, I'm not against loving who you love, but if you ain't got the right people backing you, ain't no way a sister would let this brother did this as his wife.
Let me tell you, I know a young man that I said to him one day, listen, you like who you like, right? I said, but it's nothing like that feeling you get when you know you have a sister that understands the struggle. And he's like, Mom,
Let me see if that young man is on right now.
Montici, he didn't say. He said, "Madam."
I give up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go past that because I don't want to hurt nobody else. Okay, so go ahead. So you felt like.
So the recap this week for Kanye is he donated $126,000 to the Democratic candidate Amaria Anya. I don't know, running for Chicago mayor. Her platform is on police reform, mental health care in the African American neighborhoods of Chicago.
Okay.
The money is good, but it's how do we maximize and leverage your star power to affect
that's all
more
I've been talking
change
about.
than cash.
Well, and
because
the money is
been-
good, but
he's been disrespecting his star power.
yeah, he has. But I'm saying this lady's platform is on mental health care. So it's like, Kanye, are you telling us something? Yeah, you telling us
hey,
something.
support
He
the issues.
definitely
I
telling
think
us
these are
But
issues.
you know, his mom, he got some type of program that his mom's name is in the title of it. And he
Donda
does
something foundation. The foundation.
Yeah, and Donda Foundation. Whatever.
Donda
So-
West Foundation or something like that.
Yeah, and what he's doing is he's going into communities and not just throwing money at it, but what he's doing is saying, okay, let's sit down and see what they really need.
No, what I'm talking about the mental health care for African
We
Americans.
got that. We know.
I love being next to the greens in the hot sauce. That make me cornbread. I got on this cornbread sweater.
All right, so moving on since we got that.
Okay.
Jennifer Lewis song about voting. Did y'all see it? I heard it. I played it a few times.
I
Get your
missed it.
ass
I
out
missed
and
it.
vote.
I missed it.
And you know Jennifer Lewis, who
Yeah,
she is, right?
yeah,
And she got that voice,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Get your yeah."
And she got the piano going.
yeah. She's super
She was
serious.
get your ass out and
Hey,
vote.
well, it's a song we need.
Yeah.
And folks actually
They
did
did.
that.
They showed up
Folks
now.
actually did that.
Now there was some statistics, and I don't know if you saw that, Keisha. I meant to send it to you, where they were saying of the percentage of black women that voted in Florida, 18% of them voted for Ron DeSantis, and there were people in other states that said that demands a recount for that reason.
I just don't see that number as being
Yeah.
legitimate.
Yeah, because it had 82% of African American women voted for Gillum, and I was like 82, and the other states had 98 of African Americans voted for Stacey Abrams, and 92% voted for.
Well, the men's numbers was up. The women's number.
No, but that's
black
what I'm saying.
men number was up. Black women.
But I'm saying to say black women only 82% voted for Gillum. Come on, in Florida, I don't.
That doesn't.
That
make
didn't
sense.
add up to
That
me.
baffles me.
But you know what? I think another thing that there were a lot of celebrities that got behind the candidates. Diddy came down to FAMU, him, and he was with Tiffany Haddish, DJ Khaled, and they did a big thing till about 1 o'clock in the morning, Monday night. So, you know, all those kids went out and voted. So that was good. Tell us about this black woman who pretended to change her.
See, let me tell y'all on Twitter, y'all some gullible old fools. This black woman decided that she gonna change on her Twitter, say she gonna change to be a Trump supporter, and send out her Cash App. And the Republicans stepped up and gave her $150,000 on Cash App.
That might be my next move.
Right.
That's all.
That might be my next move.
What? I'm like,
That might be my next move.
Tax free.
but
Hey.
I'm
Look,
like, are
that
y'all
might be my
that
next move.
stupid?
Good
Just because
enough.
she said she changed to Trump, y'all send her money? What are we doing? We just got money to send people for no reason?
I was like,
I
whoa.
don't understand that. What was,
I don't.
Cash
I
App
don't-
had to
I
shut
don't
it
get
down.
I don't get
She
it.
probably would have had more than that.
no, Twitter shut down. She opened another Twitter page.
Oh, okay. She was doing her thing.
I say, if they that gullible, it ain't your fault. It's theirs.
Okay, so Keisha has been on this whole thing about Black Twitter. She thinks they're bullies.
No. I don't think they're bullies. I think
What'd you say?
that they can be ridiculous at times.
But you were
So-
saying that you feel
that they could be they take on the wrong causes at times. Sometimes I think that they jump on stuff and it's the wrong cause. It's
Right.
not
so like
really-
bullying people though, right?
No, not
Yeah,
bullying.
I love the voice of Black Twitter. It's nothing but entertainment,
Right.
great advocacy.
Okay.
But I think to hot sauce point over here,
Yeah.
that sometimes they major in minutia. It's like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
come on, we
Well,
got
This
bigger
is-
fish.
We
to
got
fry.
bigger fish to fry. That's
We
what
got
I was
Rebel
thinking.
Wilson, who took credit for being the first plus-size actress to lead the rom-com with her upcoming film Isn't Romantic. And so they said, how dare you, when you had Queen Latifah and Monique who did this, and they've been noted for it. And she goes, well, they're not really plus size. And
They ain't plus size.
Size.
and then he says the movies that they did were borderline.
No,
This
she
shit
didn't
They-
know.
Get up, Black Twitter! Get up, Black Twitter! Oh!
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
she out of here.
So Black Twitter did get them. And it was one point they was like, she after she clapped back, she shut it down. They said, oh, so you literally go unfriend all of us. Good luck with that one, sister.
Right,
so they
right.
keep coming at her. Yeah, they
Well,
bring it
and
up.
Her movie gonna
She gonna have to apologize.
well, in her defense, she's Australian. That's all they kept saying. She's not American. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like,
she don't know.
she don't know.
She don't know.
She gonna know what
She
the
don't know who
movie
Queen
belongs.
Latifah is, Ricky
Oh,
Lake, or Monique.
No.
Okay.
And they not plus size. And see, this is what
said
really
Who
Who ain't plus size?
That's what we saying. and what really pissed Black
Don't think
Twitter
Queen
off
Latifah plus size.
is once somebody explained it to her, she still took the
Right.
offense.
That's
Because
what
Monique
happened.
just lost all that.
Right.
And she still ain't
Yeah,
here.
she still ain't.
She
little.
still
And
got
for those
pluses.
who don't know
Yeah.
what rom-com is, it's romantic comedies, because sometimes people don't know that.
Yeah.
So they've done a lot of romantic comedies, but I guess they think black films are not romantic comedies. Is that's what they go?
Or she said
Get up,
that.
Black Twitter. Hey, get up. Okay, sorry.
She just honestly,
Thanos said,
she
hey,
was
guys.
misinformed, and once we informed her, she still wanted to be misinformed.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
there seems to be a lot of that on social media, though.
Yeah.
That's par for the course.
Okay, well, let's move on. So the divorce. Did you know about Gloria
And Matt Barnes.
And Matt
Nah,
Oh, the
Yeah.
Lakers player, he's retired now.
yeah, your boy been doing traveling,
Oh.
doing PD.
Well,
Oh, so
you
trying to
ain't
say-
been
you trying
following
to
this
say-
for
You
years.
trying to say we ain't.
I've been out of it.
Derek Fisher. So Derek Fisher was a coach for New York, I think. Who was he coaching for at the time? That he flew back to LA to whoop Matt Barnes and ended up losing his job with the NBA. But now Gloria and Matt have been having a nasty. They had a nasty divorce, and now they had a custody battle, and she lost custody of her kids.
Oh wow. Okay.
And-
Hey, so that means the brother has the kids?
Yeah.
And see, he was paying her 20 G's a month.
Okay.
And
he,
so
he just
what-
saved some 20 grand
What?
in a
And
month.
that's what
he
Peaches said. Peaches, what'd you say? She needed some friends.
She needed some friends to tell her that A, you needed to be sitting some of this child support down to the side. And two, you done messed up your income. Because now you ain't getting nothing.
She got Derek Fisher. Y'all forget.
They ain't married yet.
She ain't with
She
no
got Fisher.
she ain't with no average dude.
But they ain't married yet. And if her and Derek Fisher part ways, Gloria finna.
But first of all, she gonna hold on for dear life. She been have him
Oh,
a baby
yeah.
tomorrow.
She gonna be pregnant by the end of the year.
Her and her sister know how to have them babies.
So
I ain't
lock them
co-signing
in,
that.
baby. They gonna lock them in.
Sisters don't even do that kind of stuff.
I said her,
Oh,
her
did
and
you
her
see her brother's
sister.
eyes?
And are they Hispanic? I think they're Hispanic. Are they?
I think
Gloria.
they black too. They daddy black, ain't it?
Yeah, are they biracial?
They
might be
biracial.
Okay. I didn't know. Hey, Hispanic and biracial starting to run neck and neck.
It's hard for me
You
to
could
get
be out.
Okay.
Hispanic and biracial starting to
Like,
run
who is
neck and
this
neck.
dude? That's like gonna be looking at G like, who is that dude?
That ain't Keisha and Keisha.
Right. Okay.
So the next thing is Grace Maria. Save someone's life. She didn't plan on
Now
it.
listen, this is a woman who she saw a homeless guy. She started filming him because the police had a gun pulled out on him in D.C. And he was a young guy, and he walked up to her and he was like, "Hey, you see they trying?" He said, "I don't have a knife. I don't have it. I ain't got nothing." She said, "Okay, well just calm down." The gun had the gun on him. The police was like, "Get on the ground, get on the ground." She's like, "Hold on, officer." He's like, "Nope." He said, "Ma'am, get out of the way." And she says, "Can you please just get on the ground?" So he sat down because she asked her to. He rolled over, put his hands behind his back or whatever. So she was real helpful to him, and she really felt like because he was so combative with the police that if she hadn't stepped in, they might have shot him and killed him. And so he was a homeless dude who lived with his mom. His mom had cancer. She died.
Wow.
He couldn't afford the rent. And now he was homeless. And I've just
Early
been
20s.
early 20s.
Oh, wow.
I've been talking to my kids about this, and I was just saying, you don't realize you in school, and if you're not trying to do anything to prepare yourself for a career, and you think you can live in your mom and dad's house, you're thankful that they're still alive. And this is a perfect example. I'm going to play that video for them because he talks about how his mom had cancer and died, and he said he's been trying to get enough money to get an apartment, but he just can't afford it. So she set up a GoFundMe and has raised $10,000 for him.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Wow.
It's good stories still out there
Yep.
in this world. Have to
Debbie and Steph on. They said,
Hey! All right, so.
Oh, we're in the A. Let's
in the
do it.
A.
All right, here's my mama called me on the phone.
Woo!
Said, y'all
Hey,
best
you ready for
to
this one?
y'all talk about
Talk
this
to me.
on y'all podcast.
If
And
Mama said talk
I was
about it.
like, what, mama? What? So it's a music teacher in California. Apparently the student he asked the student to go to the office because he was in the wrong dress code. He wasn't following the school dress code.
Right.
And he just went in on the teacher. I mean nasty. He called the teacher all this.
Now, hold on
went nasty to where the teacher, next thing you know, the teacher slug him.
Yeah.
Walk and it's a straight knockdown.
He threw a basketball at himself.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
like
but
the video, not the edit one.
Yeah, I watched
the whole thing.
So when he started fighting, I was like, look, my mama said, ooh, that teacher did the right thing. I want y'all to talk about. I watched the video. The teacher did the right thing to me because I'm like, all y'all and y'all kids, y'all putting them out here, they out here being disrespectful. Ain't nobody finna let your child be disrespectful to them. And they don't care nothing about being their teacher. If you gonna raise these monsters, these monsters gonna get their ass whipped in school.
All right,
and guess what? There's a GoFundMe page for him that's already over $100,000.
Okay, all right.
Somebody in America agree.
All right, G.
Look at G. Look at G.
What's your take, bro?
I ain't saying it's right. But I understand. As a professional that just got back from doing PD with teachers, I can't say that it was right.
To box the kids out.
As a man,
a grown ass man.
from North Philly.
Okay.
It's only so everybody has a breaking point, and that I would hope that I would be the type of professional that could walk away, but on any given day, there's no guarantee.
Okay.
And somebody got to teach this young man respect.
Here's my take on this. Here's my take on. Okay, go ahead.
But he's still a kid.
He's still a kid. So here's my take on it. I feel as though, right, I get it, but I do believe that not knowing fully all of it happened, because in the video that I watched, I heard him ask him to say it again, whatever he had said. Okay, so I don't know if the teacher said something that provoked the kid. Okay, and when I say that, I am a strong believer that you should not provoke anybody.
Right.
Okay. I don't think, especially kids, and that's just my thing. I'm not going to cuss my kid out. I'm not going to say something, be it my kid or anybody else's kid, that's going to provoke them to be disrespectful. So now I'm showing authority over them, because then it perpetuates to another level. Because now you said something that you don't want me to respond to, then you're going to invoke your authority on me, and then it takes it to a whole nother level, okay? Right. So, I don't know, because I played it back again to try to hear what the guy had said to him. He said he was addressing his dress code, okay? Now, I do believe that when he threw that basketball at him, and that made him get upset, he could have, if he was going to put his hands on this kid, grabbed him, and been like, okay.
Did a restraint
displaced him, because he was beating him, slap out his room, close the door, and let him out there and do whatever he gonna do. Okay. Then I said, okay, what if he did hit him? Okay. When the guy swung at him, he swung back at him. Right. Out of reflex, I wouldn't even let that one go. But when you chase him around the room and you steady punching and doing whatever to him because you're angry and it's gotten out of control, that's the part where, as a professional, as an adult, as somebody who is 3-4 times older than this kid, you are going to have to be the person to show restraint. Period, point blank. I don't care if it's in your house. I don't care if you're a teacher. I don't care if you're a doctor. I believe at some point in showing this kid the right thing to do or whatever, he's 14. That's what 14-year-olds do. So she's been teaching for as long as he has. That ain't the first time he's been cussed out. That ain't the first time he's done any of that. If he got to that point and he wanted him out of his room and he didn't leave, I picked him up, boom, take your butt right on up out of here. But to full on fight him and chase him around the room, still punching, doing him, I was not with that.
Well, I gotta say something going back to where we are not in this 2018. And I'm gonna go further back to where my mama and them was. I don't care what the teacher said to you. You sit your ass down and you be quiet. If you've been taught respect. Now that's where I'm from. You don't get to get into a grown person face, because then a grown person gonna give you some grown person business. Mm-hmm. You stay in the 14-year-old spot. Now, if you want to step to a grown person like you're a grown person, you get what you get. If you step to a teacher, if the teacher tell you to sit down and be quiet, and no, I'm not going to sit down, I got something. No, you don't get to give a teacher lip back. You don't get to say anything. You can take it to your parent afterwards. You can take it to the principal. But you don't get to get up in that classroom and go toe-to-toe with a teacher.
Okay, and I hear what you're saying, but I also believe just like anything else, and this is just where I differ from the way the traditional whatever, or way people raise a black people, or whatever the case may be. Everybody's an individual, okay? I don't care what I'm saying out my mouth. That don't give you the right to put your hands on me. If I'm another woman and you're my husband, if I'm a child and you're my parent, if whatever the case may be, okay? And I know we discipline our children at home and you try to raise them to be the right way, but at the same time, I think there's a fine line in teaching them that and being submissive to somebody out of fear of other things. I want you, when you do the right thing, you do it because it's the right thing to do. And there are times when you put the fear in your children because you don't want them to get hurt. But as they start getting teenagers and into that age, you want them to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And
I think you're getting confused.
No,
I'm saying for me, where you saying submissive and do the right thing. I'm not calling it submissive. I'm calling it respect. It's a respect that children should have for adults. Period. You should have respect for adults. When an adult tell you that you need to go and get rid of whatever you got on, whether you just said earlier that you don't know what the teacher said to him. It don't matter what the teacher said to him. Yeah. Sit down. You don't get to get in this teacher's face and say anything.
But there's a lot of lessons you teach kids, period. And
to respect adults.
But okay.
And teachers.
All right.
Greg wanted to say something.
Okay, go ahead, cause
boy, I can't get the cornbread up in between the hot sauce and the green.
Where you fit in?
I think on a lot of levels, we don't know how to cope with stress in the moment. I could excuse that for a child because they aren't there developmentally.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, the adult is the adult. He's the one that's ultimately responsible for the climate. And although I agree with you in terms of this whole issue of respect, it's a whole new generation of kids dealing with a whole new level of craziness out here. Yeah. And we have no idea what's popping at home.
And that's the other thing. That's why I say, to me, for this young man, I keep thinking that what is he taught this at home to be disrespectful? You know what I'm saying?
But my big sister, I'm sorry. But once he hit me with that ball, it was going to be all open hand discipline.
And I mean, you want the teacher to restrain, but I'm saying to the student and to the parents, what are you raising and what are you sending to the school? Because my child would have known to sit down. Don't you get in no teacher face.
Yeah.
Period.
But this happens
that's what I'm
more
trying to say to you.
than
But I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying.
But even just taking from your perspective, what you're saying, if I'm at home and I'm getting treated like this, and I'm in the principal's office, I mean, like, one thing that we don't realize is that we still got to understand it's almost like the hate you give. Okay, thug life. That's what he said. He was like, you don't treat kids like this and put them and do this type of thing and then expect that you're not going to produce these thugs. You see what I'm saying? And so I feel like even in all of that, there was a way that could have been handled. I don't think anybody just having to put their hands on you repeatedly. He was, if you're in danger,
he couldn't stop.
Absolutely. If you grab him and put him outside your classroom and say,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But when he started chasing them around, I mean, that was too much.
No,
it
was not too much for me. But and I keep telling people, if you ever video it, it's always gonna look worse than what it felt like. It don't ever video me in a moment.
All right, so real quick about the two black children, a Hispanic child, and was it an Asian kid that spelled coon at the
halftime show, the homecoming halftime show. They had the instruments and they spelled.
Really out of it.
They spelled COON.
And it's what kind of children?
in Gwinnett County, in Georgia.
Hold on.
That's right. And
Brookwood
right there with
High
Stephanie
School.
and
African American, Asian, and Hispanic.
And Hispanic. And guess what? They said they thought it was funny. Why we didn't get the joke?
They knew the term was racial,
but they thought it was funny
and unacceptable. But they thought it was funny.
Okay,
go back to what we want. Going back to the disrespectful kids, just disrespect.
But this just demonstrates that we are losing something intergenerationally.
But you know what? But let me say that, and we had this conversation. Remember when I told you that I was on the beach with Clifford and his sister, and there was a group of white kids that were on spring break, and they was next door, and they was just using the N-word like I'm saying Keisha and Greg, right? I mean, like, and so I'm sitting there kind of watching them because I'm just trying to fill it out. I'm like, so then finally I said to them, like, that don't bother y'all today? And they were like, no, because they not using it like they being mean to somebody or something.
Yeah, different generation.
That's what they said. And they were like, they used
it's
it like it's a term of endearment, like they cool with each other. And I was just like, what?
Folks.
But I can't take their experience away from them.
Right.
I ain't say take their experience, but I'm like,
here's the
what
PSA.
the hell?
I don't care what generation you from.
It is not acceptable.
Don't come at me with that one.
It's not acceptable.
Yeah.
We've got to teach them it's not acceptable. And because of what you just said is why we end up with these group of kids spelling coon, thinking it's funny.
Right. Right. And I think it all builds on each other. I mean, and don't get me wrong, even about the kid. Like, I play that. I'm big on respect, but I give it and we develop it in my classroom to where he wouldn't have been up there saying that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the 15 years I taught, I've never had experience like that. And usually the other kids are correcting some kid that's being disrespectful in my room for that. You know what I'm saying? Because we build that community. So that's all I'm saying. I know it's got to be a bunch of stuff. You don't know. I mean, like, I don't know.
Bro, but see, and I'm going to say this to you. You're a female. Brothers ain't taking, like, and I've gotten this because I'm raising 3 boys. They say that I'm very gentle when I think I'm being rough on them. And most of the men say, oh, no, I'd have punched him in his mouth when he says so. You know, I'm like, no, I'm going to take your phone away. And they're like, no, I would have punched him in his mouth, and that would have been the end of that. I mean, men are rougher and tougher than women are.
Okay.
So,
well, sad story. Did you hear about them newlyweds who just got married?
I did.
90 minutes they were married.
And they got in the helicopter.
Just the helicopter ride. I did hear about that. Wow. I heard about that on the news.
God, I mean, you've been married 90 minutes. They were from Sam Houston. And I just went to go see one of my former students. She plays for Sam Houston. They played LSU the other night. They got beat, but she did good. She put up 11 points, 9 rebounds, and go Amber Leggett. She's doing her
You
thing.
see how she switched that from the newlyweds and
Yeah.
died?
Well,
I'm over here going.
No, because
She transitioned.
She just right on it. I was like, we couldn't even cry one tear for the newlyweds, but go ahead, girl. You got it. Moving right along.
Yeah, I'll let that one be at my
Knowledge,
house.
wisdom,
That's
and
cool.
discernment.
Yeah. No.
Keisha.
No.
You need one, Greg, because I'm thirsty.
No, I want them both.
No, I need
No.
Peaches can eat
Let
one,
me tell
please.
y'all
I love
something.
you, Peaches. And you know you can hear. How you need it bold? Look at this ish. So Harrison County, Texas just got 19 female judges. And guess what
All
race
of them
they
ran. All of them got elected.
And they are African American women. We doing stuff.
Oh, that,
We gonna fix this damn country.
There's some good news out of this midterm in
Yes.
terms of the amount of diversity that came.
Yes.
Yeah. We got our first, what was that? Native
Native
American. I was
American.
very
Native
proud
Americans.
of that though.
Yeah.
Because Native Americans, I mean,
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying, with the level of
Right.
ooh,
Oppression, historical, and
man, and
contemporary.
for them to come in and be in the House Representative, was she a senator or house?
House. I think they're
Yeah.
house.
But all 3 folks
They
from
about to let him
New
have it.
Mexico
Yeah.
are minority women.
Yes.
Cool. All right, so every election cycle we see celebs endorsing candidates, and this year Beyonce endorsed
Beto O'Rourke.
and there were people criticizing her saying that she did it too late.
I say
She
them
put it up
people,
at
shut
4
the hell
o'clock.
up. Who the hell did you to criticize somebody? Did you vote?
Yeah. What's early? What's late?
Okay.
What's early? What's late? And really, well, unless you tell us, Taylor Swift, that mattered.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well,
I
and
don't
they
know.
just saying, no, it didn't. She was for the.
But she got a whole bunch of folks.
She
registered.
did, but the Republicans still won.
Oh, I didn't know.
They did, because DJ actually worked for the candidate she endorsed, the Democratic. It's
Macbeth.
Begins with a B. I can't. But no, he didn't win.
Oh.
All right, so Harlem Fashion World. I want to go to this, Key. We're gonna have to see if they let us come
I know,
podcast
'cause I got my own
because this
style.
is their 10th year of
I'm
showcasing
short.
and highlighting designers of color in the fashion industry, and I am so excited for it because that's kind of cool to think that they right down there in Upper Manhattan, right there in the Garment District, and they're featuring these. It was just amazing. I was like, yes to that. I just want to go and just see.
You were like, what?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm instant replay.
I'm so excited.
Ain't
And
nothing
so
wrong
they
with
had
that.
these designers feature Noel, Andra, Celeste, Kay Roche, and Kimberly Goldson. I'm like, yes, okay. All right. Oh, RPG then broke a few more ribs.
Ruth Bader
Yeah.
Ginsburg. She's 85 years old. We just praying that she can
And
last.
cancer
to-
twice.
Please.
Lord.
Oh my
Please,
God.
Lord.
I ain't never prayed more for a white woman in my life. Lord have mercy.
Two more
I ain't
years.
never prayed more for a white woman in my life.
Okay.
Come on, lady. Hold on in there for me, baby. Don't go nowhere. I can't
For
take
all
it.
the women who are in
Woo,
that just took
Jesus.
office.
Come on, Ruth.
Wait, another woman who took office was what's his name that got shot? His mother won too, and she'll be in the house.
Yes.
The
Got
one-
hung. The guy in was it in
No, when the party, the music was too loud and he killed him. I can't think of her name, but she just won too. I saw her. I was
Was that
like,
at
yes.
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't think of her name either.
All right.
All
So
right.
this election,
So we thought we would have some news, but I'm talking about like winners, and now we're finding out that it's just too close. Georgia is too close, and Florida he conceded, but it's 49 and 49%. They both got 49%. So I'm like,
from what I read, the concession is not binding. legally.
no, it's not, because we still got votes that are out there, absentee ballots that haven't been counted.
right?
That could turn
Even
it.
though he did concede, it doesn't hold them to it. Right?
Yeah,
So-
because the votes still matter. When
Come
we
on,
say
kill
go
'em.
vote,
Come on,
when
kill
we
'em.
say go vote,
This-
we
this is
mean
a
go
perfect-
vote.
This is a perfect
Yes, it
example.
is. Yes, it is.
and
You
I-
can
I-
see the numbers like this. You like it's this
Uh-huh.
close.
Yeah. What'd you say, G?
No, I got tired of all these, particularly black folks, talking about my vote don't count. My
Oh.
vote don't count.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
vote.
yeah.
Well, it don't count if you don't place it.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's true, man.
It's like, come on, you got to get out there. Otherwise, shut up. I don't want to hear
Okay,
you
so
talk about
I
nothing
don't-
about politics.
I don't want to let the cat out the bag with Gillum, but I think it's at a higher platform. You know what I'm saying?
Tell my boo
I
not to be
think
calling
that
me.
here's what I'm thinking. I feel as though he's probably
My
being
boo called me.
monitored or I guess mentored by Barack Obama. And before a couple months ago, a lot of people, even if you were in Florida, had no idea
Did it start
who
over? What the hell happened?
Andrew Gillum was. Okay?
Yeah,
Had
no,
idea
no,
who Andrew Gillum
he
is.
just popped up on the
It's me.
scene on my radar.
You can't do that, Keisha, because the other one is going. You get your face all in the middle of it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to stop.
But at any rate, now everybody knows who Andrew Gillum is.
Oh, and
Which is
and
good
they will
for
know,
him.
right?
Yeah, and
right.
he's just, so when he's ready to run for president,
Yeah, no.
I would like to be your Secretary of Education, Gillum. Let's put that on the record right now.
Hey, I'll assist. I'll assist.
Let's do it.
Well,
Let's do
and
it.
this is the thing, y'all. It's not just Gillum in the voting. I talked to a young cashier at a gas station on election day. And she goes, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm good. It's election day." "Oh, I don't bother with that." And I said, "Oh, really? So you let the rest of us decide for you?" "Yeah, I don't care." And I said, "You really don't?" It's in her 20s. And I go, "You really don't care?" I said, "Well, you do know there's a candidate out there that's wanting to change minimum wage to $15 an hour." "What? $15 an hour? What do you mean?" "Baby, where you been?" And
Well,
I
but
said,
that's-
"The other candidate ain't even offered y'all nothing."
But that's exactly who Trump gears everything to. And I'm not saying the ones that don't vote, but the ones who vote that are like her.
I like
No,
the
but
poorly
she
educated.
don't vote.
Yeah,
She's
I
not
get it.
voting.
I get it. I'm saying
Yeah.
to support the educated and don't realize that. Because, just healthcare, when that whole thing was going around and everybody was down in Obamacare, as they say, instead of the what it really was called.
Affordable Care,
Affordable
right.
Care Act. And then it was just crazy because people were saying all that stuff, but then it was like, you're the person who will benefit the most
You the
from
person
Right,
who needs
right.
it. Who
it.
was written for.
And
Like,
mental
it's going to cost me
illness.
more, than
And mental illness.
Right.
And
A
the
lot
ones
of
who
you need
secretly
it.
applied for it and got it.
And,
Yeah.
and what got me
let's talk about
was
that. Mhm.
back in Alabama when all of this was going on before I came here, and I had I don't want that Obamacare. I don't want it. Teeth falling out the mouth, damn near dead. House falling in. I don't want that Obamacare. And I'm like,
Right.
oh my God, just because it's Obama, you would rather just still walk around here with your teeth falling out your mouth and missing teeth. And
Well, let's just talk about your boy in one big old swap because we had like 4 bullet points on him. So
let's
start
ask
at the
Greg,
top.
did
Greg.
you watch the press conference with Trump?
I didn't.
Oh my
did-
God!
I did see
Okay.
excerpts.
So
with him
let's
in,
go back to the
Acosta.
fact that when he was going around rallying for these folks, he had these signs and it says jobs versus mobs. And the mobs had Democrats and the jobs had the Republicans on it. So this whole platform of getting people afraid and creating this fear and this aggression in them is what he, and then he gonna have the nerve to say that if anything he has regretted in his 2 years is a fact of his tone.
No.
That he wish his tone could have changed. But then you turn right around at this conference that you're seeing, and now April Ryan is getting these death threats, and she has to have security because you climbing her.
Yeah, no. A lot of folks think that this guy is dumb just because he speaks
Fifth grade English,
very
recklessly.
third, fourth grade sentences.
Mm-hmm.
But America only reads on a fourth to sixth grade
That's
reading
true
level
now.
in terms of most newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
He is a mastermind at marketing.
Mm-hmm.
What bothers me
Manipulating.
though is that folks are actually believing these taglines and slogans when he got the new and improved version of the KKK walking around in broad daylight with khakis and tiki torches, the mob running over folks, and that never makes it to the platform. So the Republican Party is doing it, but the Democratic Party gets branded for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is absolutely crazy. Nobody's thinking critically.
It's a Twilight Zone. I call it the Twilight Zone. Not only did the way Jim Acosta got up and said, you telling people that this mob is coming, you know they're like months away. And he goes, what? No, they're not. They're months away. He was like, take his microphone, sit down. And he was like, no, you started this up like the mob will be here tomorrow and they're going to take your country and that they're climbing over the walls. He said, you got them showing. He's like, these people are months away and they're hungry and they're tired and they're poor. They just need help. And I didn't understand when he asked him that, and he lost his mind. And so you got the real news telling you the real reports, and he stood there and called it fake news.
Yeah.
You know what, D.L. Hughley made this comment on his little show. He said, we got the Flintstones versus the Jetsons, and the Flintstones is winning. They don't want, they so stuck in how things used to be, like they want to stop the car with their feet. And then you got the George Jetson era with people who want to progress and change technologically and da-da-da. But the Flintstones are the ones that's actually running the country.
And guess what? D.L. Hughley is the GED section.
But the whole Flintstone thing, that whole analogy really works in a lot of ways because I think demographically America is changing, and a lot of white America is scared, and they don't know how to deal with the demographic shifts.
Yeah. But you know what? And this is where I feel like Kanye, when I keep saying how he abused his platform, where you could have those people who these people are going to listen to, really educate them and tell them something. They're not doing it in the right way, and so we keep missing opportunities to bring people up and educate them. Like, that's my thing. Like, if I'm fully knowledgeable and educated on it and I know all the facts and I'm still making those wrong choices, that's one thing. But some of them are making those wrong choices because of the people that are out here giving them half the information.
Well, I got one thing to say, and I said this to somebody the other day, and they was like, oh man, you're right. White people are scared that black and brown people are going to take over and do to white people what they did to us.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, it's almost impossible for that to happen.
No, but I'm talking about that's their fear, though. That's what Trump banks on is the fear, fear that black and brown people could be powerful.
Right. Fear is totally illogical. Fear doesn't make logical sense.
Yeah.
We all dread and fear things that probabilistically won't happen, can't happen, but because we know that it is a possibility, we think it could happen to us. But I do think that there's a element of truth to what you're suggesting.
Yeah, that they're afraid that we're going to take over and do to them what they did to us.
But particularly when you look at the images of sort of black men, black women, black folks in general, there's typically nothing nurturing, and we come to rape, kill, steal, pillage, and destroy.
Well, the same thing he did to Andrew Gillum, to say that he's a thief.
A thief, right.
And I was like, oh, white people understand that language. They understand. They think all black people are here to steal something from them. And it's like, really? You call him a thief?
Or the governor's wife saying that Nancy, who's the candidate in Georgia? What's her name?
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams would not be able to take care of the governor's house to the way that it
I saw that.
If she won.
That's
So
crazy.
all of what this election has taught us is that dog whistles are not just for dogs.
Okay.
Racists can hear them pretty well too.
And they're hollering. They telling everything.
A bit of sad news though that came out of California earlier today. There was another mass shooting, and we were telling Tamara from the twins,
Mowry.
Tia and Tamara Mowry. She's married to Adam Housley. His niece was one of the people in there and was killed.
One of the track.
And they were saying, and the part that really got was like it was a sinking feeling about the Pepperdine University freshman whose Apple Watch and iPhone still showed her located on the dance floor.
Oh wow!
And they were looking for her, and they did locate her, and he said he knew then that she was not.
What was really sad about this is that it's a sleepy, quiet little area where you just don't expect mass shootings, and this dude just do that, and it was college students.
But just to hear us say that now, like it's almost becoming we're being so numb to it that it's like it ain't
it's becoming routine.
Yeah. And the action that should be taken to try to reform some of this stuff, it ain't happening.
And this is a vet. This dude that did this is a Marine.
Yeah.
And they said he had PTSD and they had been to his place before. But to me, it's saying why. And this only mean, I don't know if this is lawful, but if they've come to your house and you had domestic issues, he should not have had any type of handguns.
Well, but that's the thing
him.
that I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like, in the effort for them to try to protect people's rights with handguns and to keep that money flowing and to keep everybody's hands greasy and the politicians with all this money, they can't go against these lobbyists on these gun things. And so the bigger issue is not taking them away. Let's change the rules and make And just like Stacey Abrams said, if you want an AR-15, join the military.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely opportunity for common sense gun reform. And two things as I was thinking about this that I definitely would like to make a distinction between terrorism and causing terror. So, a lot of people, particularly on social media, will say, oh, well, this was not about mental health or this was about white supremacy or for some cases that is the case where it's about terrorism. Terrorism is sort of an act of mass destruction to create fear to promote a political or social platform. This one, I think, is really dealing with some serious mental health issues that went unaddressed. And one of the things that our president did, particularly when he first came into office, was undo some legislation that Obama put forward to have if you could not get a gun if you had a mental health issue or a history of having mental health issues. So there would have to be some clearance. So I like going to the range. I like firearms. But at the same time, I think I'm willing to have thoughtful conversations about gun rights, gun laws, and about gun control.
And being a responsible gun owner.
And what it means to be.
But isn't it kind of ironic how it seems like most of the people who are having these issues with guns are people with mental health, and those apparently the ones buying up all the guns. Because when you look at like if you took 50 people in the room, some people may have handguns, they may have a 9, they may have whatever, but not to the point of having AR-15s and doing all that kind of stuff. When you look at the ones who do, either you're an enthusiast with gun or something like that. But a lot of the people who have been getting them and been doing this, everybody keeps finding at the end of the road mental health issues.
Well, and then being a person like me, I grew up with guns. I have a fear of guns in the wrong hands, which I was just saying earlier about responsible gun owners. I grew up with guns, and my grandfather, he let us hold them, he let us touch them, but what he did was he taught us how to be responsible. So it's like these people have their disrespect. Like one kid showed up with his parents' gun. How did you get your parents' gun and came to school? You just laying guns around? What are you doing? I'm just saying we need some responsibility for gun owners.
All right, we're going to talk just a little bit about pop culture, kind of pop around a little bit, because there was a lot of stuff going on. Idris Elba got voted the sexiest man alive. Hey.
Go Idris.
But we were like, okay, so let's think about some other choices.
Idris is great. Greg.
You ain't got to think hard, baby. You ain't got cornbread in
How you need some cornbread? Let me ask his wife if he should be the sexiest man alive. That's what he is.
Yes.
Well, we were saying Idris Elba is cool, but he's been the sex symbol for a while. It's new blood.
And I was saying Michael B. Jordan.
Yes,
represent Michael
what
B.
I
Jordan.
say? Go say who I say.
No, I'm not.
Go say who I say.
I'm not gonna say
Go
it.
say who I say.
I'm not gonna say it.
Go say who I say. Samuel L. Jackson on you. What? Samuel should have been the sexiest man alive.
Like, yes, right, okay. So
Whatever.
Kiki White,
Next on the
apparently,
plan.
I just found out that Kiki White has 9 children.
You gotta try.
Where you been?
So she just got remarried, and Keisha was like, "How you get remarried now?" But anyway, so her
And
ex
just got a divorce. She
Yeah,
ain't been
she
divorced
got-
a year.
Well, he got a girlfriend already too.
Well-
No, but I'm just saying these people not fine people. I just can't be dealing with folks like that.
Well, she was
around my
saying she
children.
went online when they got divorced and went through this whole thing, and I just kind of, glad that her husband, ex-husband now, he didn't come out and clown her. He was just like, look, it was a toxic relationship. I just feel like we need to make some better choices. We'll make it through. She's a great mom. She's strong, and apparently she's strong enough. She's found her another man, and everybody's moved on. So, Rihanna told Trump, guess what?
Stop
Keep my
playing
songs at
out.
your rallies.
Cease
I'm
and
telling you,
desist.
cease. Her and Pharrell was like, try another one. You ain't gonna be happy, and we're gonna stop some music up in one of them. Keep playing with us.
Well, and that goes like to Do the Right Thing. Y'all remember that scene in Do the Right Thing where he couldn't stand Negroes, but he loved Michael Jordan? Remember when they go in there, he idolized Michael Jordan, but he didn't consider Michael Jordan like another black person. So that you love Rihanna, you want to play Rihanna's song, but you don't want to do nothing for the black people.
But that's part of the American pathology.
Yeah.
And when you look at sort of where these folks, where the black politicians ran and where they did poorly, or where all the dog whistles were, they can't vote for a black man in the political arena, but give him a ball. Oh, run! Don't do this!
Oh, I know. It drives me insane.
But it's also another form of, like slavery. Like they still don't even think about them like somebody they like.
The way they did
just own them.
Right,
But that's the way they did LeBron.
You're doing this for my entertainment.
Yeah.
When LeBron left Cleveland and all
Like
the people
blackface.
went crazy, and it was like, he's not a slave. He can make up his mind to where he want to play ball.
Right.
Okay.
And they
You
were
don't
like,
own them.
No.
So it's kind of sad. The ex-fiance of Angela Simpson, his name was Sutton Tennyson,
Tennyson, yeah.
and he was gunned down in his garage area. And so it was. They think they found somebody who he was arguing with, but she said that he did have issues. He'd gone to jail for a couple of years on selling marijuana, whatever, and kind of did some work. But he turned his life around, became an entrepreneur, started doing all this other stuff. But sometimes those things just come back to get you.
And that's her ex-fiance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
All right. Real quick, Tamar got a new boo.
God,
And,
these people just find the booze. Hell, I've
yeah,
been
they
divorced 11 years. Nobody.
You got a boo?
Yeah, now. But hell, I've been divorced 11
All
years.
right.
Shoot.
So she got a new boo, and one of her
Damn.
fans basically was trying to clown, saying how cool, how
I just don't get it.
how fit her new boo is, and she was trying to clown her ex-husband, and she was like, "Look, boo, don't do that. It didn't work out between us. It's my baby daddy, so." All right,
Yeah,
Tamar.
don't call him
So
that.
Yandy, of course, if you didn't know, on Love and Hip Hop New York, Mandisi is her man. He went to jail about a couple of years ago. And I asked Keisha, I said, would you date some dude? Would you still be married to him if he went to jail?
We can be married, but all them other things I ain't got to do. Because, listen,
What you mean?
he lost his rights. Let me tell you about
What you
Negro.
mean got to do?
Be faithful.
Hold on. You said all the other things.
Right.
You just put
Did you see that?
Went to the foundational thing. Like,
I'm just saying that you lost your rights. I didn't lose mine.
what happened to Rich and Poor? Better for worse.
No.
Sickness and health.
He's a slave now.
It didn't say in prison.
And when you go to prison, you're a slave. You lose all your rights. He ain't got no rights. And I have this one rule, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
If you
So
don't have no rights,
We ain't ride or die.
no. If we when you get out, we can pick up where we left off.
So
But
y'all
while
gonna
you
break
there,
up- y'all gonna break up while you in jail?
while we there, I don't know you.
Really?
Because-
Are you
No visits.
No, I'm good. Cause let me tell you ain't got no rights. I can't really deal with people with no rights.
Now this woman just
Oh,
voted
Lord.
for the
Second
court-
chance so they can get their rights back once they've served their time. But while you're serving your
Hey,
time,
new boo, don't get caught up, bro.
and you know it.
Don't get caught up.
Red Greg, right, Greg?
'Cause
Listen, now
it's like,
You lost your rights. I'm sorry. This is my thing. I remember these girls dating these guys in prison, and they'll be like, "Don't answer my call on the fourth ring and do this and do." I'm like, "Huh?" She ain't got no rights telling you stuff to do out in the free world.
Well, now I would tell you this too because
how you gonna tell me in the free world
now,
and
wait
you
a
people
minute.
in there telling you when you can make a phone call?
Listen, when
How you gonna tell?
when I was in college before cell phones, because we didn't have those when I was in college, and girls would be sitting in their little dorms waiting around for a dude to call her back.
They
And everything. Are
collect
you
call.
kidding me? You going to the party,
Okay.
bro? I'm gonna be right there next to you, and then they'll walk up to him at the party, be like, "What you doing?" Excuse me, like. And they'll leave. Nah.
But I'm saying brothers that's locked up. You listen, if you locked up,
they
you
won't let
doing what
me.
the warden tell you what to do. You don't call me on the phone tell me what I'm gonna do. You ain't got no rights.
Oh,
No,
God.
that's what I'm saying. No, I think women like that are foolish. How you gonna let a brother with no rights
Now,
tell you what to do?
Let me tell you a woman who's not foolish though. That's that Gabrielle Union baby.
Best
Well,
Her body
thing of
gonna
the
stay
day.
tight, and she got a new baby girl because they got a surrogate, and she tried
Is this the
unsuccessfully.
Wayne
like
first girl or is it?
Yeah,
I
he
was
got
just-
3 boys, so he's got the little baby girl,
He got the stray baby. He got the 2
the
babies.
stray baby.
And then now he got the surrogate baby. They keep trying to make us forget about that stray one. That stray one came out of nowhere. That stray one came. You like what? Oh, this one belong to you too. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. This one belong to you
Stray
too.
baby. How you gonna call him a stray baby?
Because that was he went in no relationship. That baby just came out of
He
nowhere.
was in a relationship.
No, he wasn't in a
He had a
relationship.
gap?
They were on a break.
Oh, he was with Gab. I'm sorry, he was with Gab, but he had a baby.
They were on a break. That was during one of the times they had broke up.
But if you break up, do
Come
you
on,
have
man.
babies with randoms with no condoms? I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm just saying. They
I'm
broke
just
up.
saying. But hey, guess what? She took him
And
back.
she
Well,
still
for
with
3
him.
years she tried. She had like 8 or 9 miscarriages, and she said her body just wouldn't hold the babies, and so finally she got one, and now they happy with their little baby.
Hey,
So-
congrats.
Hey, for real.
All right, so our resident black man, we thought we'd like ask you a few little things.
All right, all right.
Get your little insight on this.
Yes,
Because of
yes.
course there's always a female perspective, but we don't have a male perspective, right?
I'm sometimes a man.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna hop around a little bit. So let's talk.
Oh,
I don't do it. You do it. I don't do it.
all right,
keep
all right.
going. Just keep
All right, never
Just
mind.
keep
All right.
going.
I thought I was the only.
Welcome.
It's like
Welcome.
when you at somebody's house and you see
Yeah.
a little critter run across,
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
ignore
Yeah,
it.
yeah, see that?
Don't see
All
the
right,
roach.
all right,
Ignore
all
the roaches.
I ain't see that roach.
All right, yeah, that's what we think. Okay, you ready?
What
think
roach?
I'll-
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna skip around a little bit. Let's talk about raising kids and being a dad
Yeah.
in this time. Now you have 2 teenage children.
With
now.
social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has that been a struggle?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's one of the things that we're really concerned about now is how do you build up to let go to let your kids make their own mistakes?
Yeah.
Because the big part that we struggle with and fight with ourselves internally is allowing them to make small mistakes where it's not detrimental or end them up in jail.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids. One of them has a really big personality, and there was a time you just didn't know what was going to be out there on social media.
You said you was taking your chance.
Yeah. So we just had to reel that back in. But the whole thing is having very candid, real conversations about the consequences and showing my kids they understand that they are not afforded the same level of childhood privilege that middle class white kids are afforded.
That's
So
Wow.
so if a hypothetical young white girl put something out there on social media, Instagram or Snapchat, my kids will not be given the benefit of the doubt as being seen as, they're a teenager, they're just making mistakes. That's what kids do. No, you're a criminal. You're a thug. And I just showed them examples of that in the paper. This whole thing of sexting, we talk about that where look,
I just had that same conversation with my son.
look, I know
What was
this
our
is
form
y'all
of
thing.
sexting when we were in school? What was
Notes? I don't
that?
know.
Showing boobs or something?
Yeah,
What was
I
that?
don't
guess
think it was
flashing.
for like coochie and penis pics.
No.
But
No,
No, this is
no.
on
it was more
That's
like
what
to
I'm
hold
saying.
your shirt up to see your
Right.
belly button,
I ain't
see the
even
ribs,
Well,
what type of the
We
rib on
had
your
that type of
underwear.
camera.
I realized
We
that
didn't have it.
We didn't have cameras, but I
Y'all
realized
say
the
take
time
right
that
a
no,
note.
we're talking about when you're in face. We don't.
Oh, I was
But
like,
there were times when I, as a teacher, would take a phone if I took it too early in the morning because they all on the phone. And I
Early
went
in
and
the
I grabbed
morning.
this kid's phone one time. Old girl was standing in her mirror with her leg up on the
To a full frontal coup
listen,
shot.
and was like, "Good morning," and I was like, and then she had the
Ew.
nerve. I saw her 10 minutes later. I was like,
ew. Who had it? I'm
"Cute."
You
girl,
ain't never
too.
seen
you know,
no
I'm from
cooch
the
pic?
country. We don't do that.
You have 3 boys. They ain't seen cooch pics.
I hope not.
I guarantee you
I
they
guarantee
have.
you that.
I'm sure they have.
I
but
guarantee
hope
they've
not.
received and
I
sent.
hope
Yeah,
not.
I've confiscated
Received
some
and
phones,
sent.
and I've seen some stuff. But my thing is, I'm like, look, you gotta know that if you send it to him, he's gonna send it to his
It's
boys.
gone. It's gone.
You have
You
no
can't reel it
control
in.
over
No,
it.
no.
So, and I let them know that people you friends with today, y'all enemies tomorrow.
You better
Yeah.
say
That's,
that.
that's just the way it works. So don't give folks anything to knock you over your head with.
So then, if we kind of add to that, then
Mhm.
how do you encourage your kids to be kidpreneurs? Like, how do we create that mindset of? Do you have any views or ideas on that in particular? With just because I mean, you like you said, where Keisha's at. Well, you're kind of in the middle because you got a kid that's a year older than.
Yeah.
They're about the same age. Okay, but in that vein, as a man, because you realize that how many things are popping up and people are making. I mean, it's no more that.
Hey,
remember when
just
we were
switch
growing up,
from being
they
a
be like,
Democrat
just
to
get you
a Republican.
Listen,
I can
just-
make some money.
just get you a good job with some insurance.
Oh,
you
get
know.
you
No.
a state job. Get you
Well,
one
Yeah,
of
no
the federal.
good jobs.
This is part of our conversation on the reg. So over the summer, we talk about what we're going to do to hustle.
Yeah.
I tell them that they need a house to rent, and if they ever need another place to go, that you can't depend on a husband or a wife for your house. So you always need an investment property or somewhere to go to that's other than my house.
There you
We,
go.
I was like, wait, I was gonna say, hold up, you gotta have
they always welcome, but and we do this thing particularly with both of my kids. I'm like, you have to produce more than you consume. The thing about wealth, so we just don't want to generate money. We want to generate wealth. And
yeah.
wealth only comes when we produce more than we consume. So for my son's really into video games. So yo, bruh, you a good consumer over there. Okay, so if you gonna go play Fortnite, I need 2 hours of coding for every 1 hour of Fortnite.
I like that.
So he's learning Scratch, he's learning Java,
Oh, that's what's up.
and C++. So
So he can develop a Keisha app.
I don't know if he's that good yet.
Okay, when he get that good nephew.
But
Hit us up.
That's what's up.
but the whole point is, and I tell them that there's a difference between having a skill and an identity. And so my kids were like, well, I don't like that. I'm not asking you to become that. I'm asking you to have a skill where you can hustle.
Yeah.
There was a time where
Gotta
I didn't
hustle.
like doing program evaluation. But now I'm a program evaluator. So when I left the college, you know what paid the bills? Program evaluation.
Okay.
And I believe in that. And years ago, especially with women, they're like, you need to have at least 5 hustles. You need to be able to be able to take care of yourself, period. And I mean, if I sat down, I got about 5 or 6 hustles. Now, I'm not going to starve.
Well, you gonna help.
Can't stop,
You the
won't
hustle.
stop.
But my other thing is what
'Cause
he
we gonna
said
use
about
one of them
producing
hustle
more than you
Saturdays.
consume. I for all 3 of my kids this summer, I said everybody need to work. Everybody need to come up with a day to cook for everybody.
Oh man.
And yeah, so I had all these rules and no friends. I used to let kids hang out all day and no friends hanging out. Everybody gonna be busy working, and they took to it. But my youngest, Lord bless his soul, he spent every dime he ever made. I mean, boxes was coming every day, shoes, and I was like, my middle son didn't touch his money at all. Let it, and then you see this, and then my oldest I think fast food people got all his money. So the oldest and the youngest are just like big consumers, and then the middle one he's very conservative with his money. Which
All right. So do you
good.
think that it takes more courage to follow your heart or your head?
It depends on where they're both leading you. I know that's kind of a cheesy answer, but it depends on how the heart or the head
before you
are
hit
lined
an
up
hour.
to whatever my goal is. So the cheesy answer or the cop out is
Well,
kind of
because I'm thinking in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many years in?
20.
20. Head or your heart?
Depending on the circumstances, it was a different one for different years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
At 20 now. I'm talking about 20. I'm not talking about 10.
Okay.
20. Head or
Right.
your heart?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
10?
But
At 10?
head.
How about
Really?
Depending on what time of year or
Okay.
day, head, heart, head, heart,
Okay.
head,
What
heart.
about 1?
Hard. I'm gonna answer that for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see
And
how
when you're
that
still in the
works?
puppy dog in the newlywed.
Cause
Yeah,
I'm at
yeah.
my 1 year right
Well,
now.
from a man's
Yeah.
perspective,
I mean,
that's
but
one
but
year.
it was-
touche.
But it was for year one. It was head for me in a lot of ways because women aren't the only ones that have
Okay,
this.
so let me say this.
Yeah.
We're saying, do you think it takes more courage to follow your head or follow your heart? Because you're cutting off the, you just said head as opposed to heart. I'm like, I don't want nobody tuning in and be like, what? I'm just saying, he's like, first year it was head. You know, so it's like, are you following your head or are you following your heart? Or are you thinking?
You see what city? You see what city Keisha,
No,
right?
the
You
way
see
it
what
goes.
city Keisha?
In the gutter.
City Keisha.
In the gutter.
City Keisha.
I didn't even think about
But
that.
I think
It's always
following
one.
your head?
It's always one, Peaches. It's always one.
See.
I think it's more take more courage to follow your heart. Because your head, for me, my head, I did the calculations, it makes sense. Heart, it makes no sense, but you just do it. I think it takes more courage. You can't see how it's gonna connect, but you follow your heart and it ends up working out for you. But for me, I have to get out of my head because if it don't make sense, I don't want to do it. So, I got to have the numbers and the
Well,
figures.
that's what I'm saying. From a male's perspective, like, I think sometimes we give, and not in a bad way, give more credit and think you guys are doing way more than maybe you might actually be doing. So I was just curious about how much you rule with your head and rule with your heart. Because they just,
It depends.
Yeah.
I can't. It's a constant battle.
You should be a politician, by the way, with these answers.
Okay,
You
so
can
on that
straight shoot it,
vein,
straight.
do you agree with Will and Jada about breaking up to rebuild? So they had made a decision that they were not going to get divorced, but their relationship got to the point where they broke up. And in that process, the hurt and all the things that trickled down because of all that, is what helped shape them for who they are, and they came back whole and together. Now, 20 years, all of us, well, you're a little younger a couple years younger than we are, but Jada's 47, they've been married for 20, 21 years, kind of that same day.
Right. For me, it wouldn't have worked. When I'm done, I'm done. Like psychologically, when I'm done, I'm done.
That's why I am.
If I cut you off, you off. Like
Oh, that's why.
And there's
I
not
am.
any individual.
That's why I am.
And that's it. And I think that there are. I agree with you, but I still feel like there are certain individuals where that's not true, because it's like even with your children, or when you think about that being a characteristic,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you
right.
put 20 years into this. Your heart is real hurt. Your head is telling you to do something else. Could you allow that?
But when you say break up, are they seeing other folks?
No,
they weren't.
Okay, but yeah, I'm down with that. I'm thinking
no, they're talking about literally like they could not really deal with each other.
Okay, so
right,
we just
they said everybody was talking about they were Scientologists. They had all these relationships. They was like they never did any of that kind of stuff. But it was just like you were on this end, I was on that end, and it got like stretched out to where to them it was like a breakup.
No.
And then when they started coming back to each other, they were different people with different goals, with different.
I'm cool with that. So when I heard breakup, it's like you start seeing some other folks, and I start like we
they decide they're gonna be together forever, and they just decided regardless of what go on. They
sometimes you need time and space.
Okay.
Well,
and they were saying just having the courage and to not be afraid that if I give you that time and space, what could happen? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Right.
So just trusting that,
Well, and then my thing with them is that relationship changes, and if you go in saying that you're gonna stay, that's a different thing. But when you said earlier, like when I'm done, and I jumped in, because if I've done everything I can do, I'm good. If I've done everything I can do and it's not going anywhere, I can walk away. Because I know I've given it my all.
Okay. We talked about black men and the risk of colon cancer. It's like a real deal, and we're dealing with it. It's rapidly increasing.
This our health and wellness.
And so, have you been screened?
You don't. I just asked about it. I think it's 50 years old.
Okay.
And but I have definitely since.
Has many in your family had dealt with colon cancer issues?
No.
Okay.
But since my wife's mom got sick, I've just definitely been much more diligent about checkups, little moles, things that I would have never paid attention to. I've just been much more diligent about.
And that's good. And we need most black men. Do y'all hear that? Get diligent about your health and don't run away from it. I think most black men don't want to know stuff.
Yeah, no.
And it's like you need to know.
Ignorance is not bliss.
Yeah, okay.
Ignorance is not bliss.
Especially with your families.
All right, so hey, Black Child, we brought you last week with the young girl who was an artist. I mean, a author. And she wrote a book, and then a teacher did a GoFundMe to bring the book into the school so that the kids could read it, and they did. And then they actually talked with her, and she came and talked to me and everything. So her mom, the teacher called, she's like, well, she's at school right now, you know. But she was a young artist, and she's the first African American artist to ever, actually a young artist, to get their books in the school where the kids are reading. And so this year, we have 13-year-old Lexi Proctor. And she was bullied and teased about her hair, and she hated it. So she created a hairline.
That's what I'm talking about.
What?
When you talk about entrepreneurship, he who solves problems make money.
Yes.
That's one of my cousin's favorite sayings. So she solved the problem, her own problem, and made some money in the process.
And basically she said she thought that if I had straight hair, the bullies would leave her alone, but the straight hair was doing all this stuff to her. And she said it was just not whatever. So she turned her pain into profit by using her knowledge as a STEM student to create homemade curl concoctions.
What STEM? Science, technology, engineering, and math. All right.
Yeah.
Let's use them brains.
Listen, African American children.
Look.
Say it.
You have the creativity to solve problems.
Yes.
People that solve problems make money. They get paid. Our communities are full of problems. Our societies are full of problems. Solve some problems and get paid.
Yes.
Use your brain.
And you have the knowledge. I think what happens is we have to foster that in you and not sabotage their success. As parents, you have to do that too.
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Y'all ready?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Go, Keisha, you first.
In Los Angeles, there's a guy who I think the police actually have identified him, but he was walking around snatching the wigs off of Orthodox Jewish women just because.
It's a hate crime. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Daycare Fight Club, really? They need
to
put y'all back.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And then she had the nerve to say that it was. She did a stress release exercise for the kids.
Ain't nobody got time for that. You ignorant.
This is really sad, but a 4-month-old baby died of a diaper rash. He spent 4 months in 9 to 14 days in a swing. And this is the statement, which makes it even more horrendous. The prosecutor said that the dirty diaper attracted bugs, which laid eggs that hatched into maggots. Several diaper rashes set in, causing open wounds that allow bacteria to enter the baby's bloodstream. And the baby sequentially died of malnutrition, starvation, and an infection. She says when the father called and they showed up, the baby had a blank stare in his face, and when they moved the blanket, gnats flew up.
That's just disgusting.
When I say I want the story to be told in every jail that mom and daddy go to,
4-month-old baby. If you didn't want the baby and then they don't want people to have abortions, why y'all letting people have babies and do this to them? I'm sorry, this is disgusting. 4-month-old, it depended on you for everything and you failed.
Yes.
Horrible.
And the last one is this stupid burglar.
Alabama.
Yes.
He came from Chicago.
He goes, no he did not. No he did not. This is Alabama where Keisha from, let's be clear. So he goes into the bathroom, climbs up through the ceiling tile and gonna climb across to the office so he can try to steal money because apparently he must have known something was there. He steps the wrong way, falls slap through into the dining room, jumps up. Everybody tries to hold him back. They even try to block the door. He flips out, right? He didn't have his pants on. And the way they called him because his ID was in his pants in the bathroom. They went to his house and got him.
And so guess what, y'all? And he was white.
Well,
you left that part out.
Anybody
got time for that?
All ignorant. So we want to thank our resident black man, Dr.
Way to
Greg.
go, Greg.
My first Keisha and Keisha.
What's up, man?
So we're gonna bring him back because, of course, he adds a little flavor to it, and we've been talking about having a black guy, or a man, period, come in and kind of straighten some stuff out. I want a black guy
from the outhouse, to the penthouse. Keisha, we are out.
Two different point of views with the same name. What they name is Keisha and Keisha. Keisha and Keisha. Keisha and Keisha.